What's good, you guys? Daniel Cruz here, back with another episode of Cook with Cruz. We're back breaking down a new beat for you this week, hopefully to bring you some new inspiration, and from my artists that are watching with me. If you've seen a couple episodes ago, I mentioned how the beats I'm breaking down in these videos are not out online yet, so there is some exclusivity to that. You can email or text me if you are interested in licensing the beat. Again, these beats that I'm showing in this video will not be out for a few weeks to a month or maybe more, so definitely hit me up if you would like to license it before it gets released. But anyways, let's get to it and hear what this beat sounds like. So for this beat, I came across a really dope guitar sample that I'll play for you here. I heard that and thought that was dope. That's my type of chord progression right there. Just hearing it, I can already hear what the progression is. So after hearing this guitar starting the beat off, I kind of just played around with some melodies that were pretty similar to what the guitar was playing. Coming into my first patch here, melodies, I added some effects here to change up the sound a little bit. We got guitar rig, 12-string Ver preset here, some reverb, EQ cutting out the major highs, and Echo Boy Jr. for some delay. Now with this patch, I just play a very simple arpeggiated pattern, kind of similar to what the guitar was playing. So after that, the next thing I added is cherry blossoms here in Omnisphere. I just wanted a simple pad to layer up some chords with our arpeggio. So everything is layering up pretty nice now. This is going to be for the intro of our beat here. And on the last half of the intro, I add a lead to it. This is Pro Soloist Analog Oboe in Omnisphere. Again, this is just going to be a real simple background lead. So that's going to wrap up the intro here, and then I'm going to bring that guitar sample that I played for you back in for the drop. That was the whole purpose of those three instruments there. I didn't want to start the record off with just the guitar because then I'd have to just play it through the entire beat. I really wanted some subtle but similar melodies to the guitar to build up for the guitar because the drop I had in mind. So looking into the guitar now, you can't tell just by looking, but I definitely slowed it down a lot. As far as our effects that I put on the guitar to switch it up, we got guitar rig, 1964 F amp deluxe, reverb, and some EQ here. Kept it in the same key and everything, so the guitar doesn't really sound that much different compared to the raw file. But as I mentioned, when the guitar comes in, this is when the drop for the beat comes in. So let's take a look at our drums now. Let's start off with our percussion loop and the clap. Here's our kick and 808 that's really going to drive it. as you can hear there, I got a lot going on with the drums, but this is just how I imagined the drums coming in on the drop. So now that we got the drums covered, let's go back from the intro into the drop now so we can hear what it sounds like. So that's exactly how I pictured it coming in. And that whole section right there is going to pretty much be our verse. Then I got a small pre-hook section coming up right after that. And we're basically just going to bring our intro over as a bass for the pre-hook. The only thing that I do add is a bass stab, which is Fat Fatty Fatness in Omnisphere. This was just to keep the low frequencies going, keep the energy going. And percussive wise, I'm going to drop all of our drums out, and I introduce a new tambourine shake loop here. Just pitched it all the way down. So here's what that transition sounds like coming from verse to pre-hook. And of course, that is going to build up to our big hook here. So this is where I bring everything in. And to my surprise, all the instruments sounded good together mix-wise. So we got all our arpeggiated pattern, our pad, our lead, on top of our guitar sample. All that's going to play together. The only new thing I introduced just for the hook is another hi-hat pattern. It's this really simple sample here. So because of how it's structured out, going from pre-hook to hook should sound pretty crazy. And then after that, just go into our second verse. And that's pretty much the whole beat there. It's a pretty simple beat. I know the drums might seem a little complicated, but that's just how I pictured it for its bounce that I wanted. But yeah, all started with that guitar sample. I'm very familiar with that type of chord progression, so I knew I wanted to work with it. But that wraps up this whole beat here. Really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Hope it helped or inspired you. Artists, if you need the beat early, just hit me up. As always, make sure you're subscribed because I'm going to be back again next Sunday with another video, breaking down another beat for you guys. For next Sunday, actually, I'm probably going to be breaking down Devon Terrell's Too Expensive. I know that just dropped, so I definitely want to do a video on breaking down that record and how I made the beat for it. So stay tuned for that. That video's coming, and I appreciate you if you made it to the end of this video here today. But that is all for me today. I will see you next Sunday. I'm out.